until his switch recently has taken out some good players in the last couple of months when he's been settling in. But when he has settled in, he's going to produce some proper arrow flinging. He can score very, very heavily. Look at the pace of the arm coming through. Fierce. And when he hits it right there in the 60, he's got the ability to back it up.
Are you surprised to some extent that Max Hopp isn't involved in tonight's session? I thought maybe, just maybe, there might have been a case for having him on in the evening session when the crowd is perhaps significantly more than it is now, and it might have been an opportunity for Max to get the crowd with him as well. I think Jamie Hughes, when he looked at the draw, might have thought, you know, here we are, European Tour debut. I'm playing a German in Germany in my first ever European Tour match, and then maybe thought, well, hang on a minute. Quiet afternoon session. I mean, there were one or two boos at the end of that first leg. I mean, Jamie Hughes won't be too bothered about that. Let's be absolutely clear. I'm just surprised that Hopp wasn't put on tonight's field, but he's getting the crowd going with a 180 to put himself in a good position here in this second leg as he looks to break back 1-2-4 away.
Needs to. He can't give any more of a lead to Jamie Hughes because he's a brilliant front runner. Just goes to show what happened in qualifying with him. We'll come back to that in a minute. What could be the end of this leg for Hopp. He's only got 64 remaining in it. He's going to go for it, is he? No? 18, that's the right thing to do. Yeah. I'm not really sure why he went for 14s if he wasn't going to go for the bull. But he's left double 16 when he returns. I'll find out why Jamie Hughes is called Yozza as well.
Max require 32.
Max Hopp for double 16.
I know the answer. I mean, you genuinely don't know? Or?
I genuinely do not know.
It's a reference to the Alan Bleasdale character in the Boys from the Black Stuff. The lead character was called Yozza Hughes. I'm pretty sure that's right. Back in, I'm showing my age here, this was on TV in the early 80s, early to mid 80s.
That sounds pretty plausible, Rob. It really does.
He was the one, I'm pretty sure he was the guy that just went around saying, gives a job, gives a job, gives a job. A bit like me.
I can't imagine Jimmy Hughes doing that here. He's already got a job, professional dart player. And if he plays really well, not to use another West Midlands pun, but he will be considerably richer than you.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's not hard. At the asset, sorry, what's your Twitter handle again? If you can back me up on the whole Yozza Hughes thing, get in touch with us, Paul Nicholson, the asset.
60.
At Malarkey Rob for me. I'm pretty sure I'm not imagining that.
Well, like you see, he is West Midlands through and through. Got the colours on the flights. He's got the colours on the shirts.
I am right in saying he's a Wolves fan. When I said that about the old gold and black, I'm pretty sure I've got that right as well. I'm sure I read somewhere that he once had or when he was a kid, he had a poster of Steve Bull on his bedroom wall. There's Timo Gans, the man who oversees Max Hopp's affairs these days.
Just get the feeling with Max Hopp that he's got some recovery work to do. Last year wasn't his best year. He did regress a little bit. The fundamentals of his throw are definitely there, as proved by that 180. And he's asking questions of Jamie Hughes at the start of this match, which is good for the Germans. And a ton there. The 62 might have to go, but if he does get this will be a really good confidence boost. 53 remain. He's going for treble 14 for double 10. Double 18 is good. That is good. And Timo agrees as he claps in the crowd next to Nico Blum, another young star from Germany. They seem to be coming everywhere from Germany at the minute.
Yeah, Flower Power, certainly one to watch. Still, what, 17 years old now, is he? And only turned 17 in December, and very much a man with a potentially bright future. Just before we get too embroiled in this match and in this leg, Yozza Hughes, a fictional character from the Sawyer's Boys from the Black Stuff, set in Liverpool. And there's a clip.
We will. Max is playing very, very tidily right now. Notice every time Max goes to the board to retrieve his darts, he gets very close to it with his face. It's almost like he's staring the board down.
Yeah.
96.
Just one of those traits that he has, and maybe it's just a psychological security blanket for him, or a safety blanket for him, just something to reassure him every time. Let's see.
There he goes, the proof. He gets very, very close to it, but the stare of Jamie Hughes, a massive characteristic of his focus when he's throwing darts. Doesn't throw quickly, Jamie, but he's very watchable.
Yeah, Jamie Hughes, a man who had great success in the BDO circuit, of course.
96.
Made the semi-finals of the
62.
BDO World Championship in 2016 and 17.
Game shot, the full flag. Jamie Hughes.
Very good indeed from Jamie Hughes. Those two darts prove how dangerous he can be. Give him a shot. He is lethal. He's involved in a game earlier this year with Rob Cross, which was mind-bogglingly good. The only person who wasn't bothered about that game was the barber. And I'm not talking about Ryan Meikle either. It's definitely a look right now for great dart players. No hair. Van Gerwen, Cross, Jamie Hughes, Robbie Green.
What I do know about Jamie Hughes, he did have a trial with Wolves. I mean, football, he'll tell you that football was his first love. As Max Hopp once again finds true love with the 180s. And the plan was for a career in football, but I suppose fate intervened one day when his uncle Stephen found a set of darts on a canal towpath, and in a moment perhaps akin to when John Lennon was given a new guitar by his mother, he handed them over and said, there you go, see what you can do with these.
I'm not sure Jamie Hughes has ever been compared to John Lennon, but I'm sure he won't take that the wrong way. It's a compliment if anything else. Look at that lovely angle of the entry of the dart for Yozza, and that's got to be a 180 surely. He must have pulled that one. You can see how disappointed he is. It was begging to be hit. And it doesn't leave him a finish. So 6 darts from 170 for Max.
Just feeling the heat a little bit here, Max. Sweaty palms, maybe? Well,
49.
The less said about that visit, the better. Hughes in a slightly better position than he was, but not making the most of it again. Just recalibrating here, trying to just get himself back in the right mindset. And
87.
the first dart was okay, but the second dart was just below that treble 20 bet. But it leaves 92.
Well, that was a bare minimum from Yozza. This 121 is possible on the bull. Bullseye. We shook it.
Jamie, you require 92.
But 92 now, it could be the bullseye first target for Jamie to try and guarantee himself a shot. Now that is a perler. 42 becomes 32. Oh, he just pulled it ever so slightly, and that would have given him a vital breaker throw. But now Max Hopp can rescue the situation with 9 and double 8. He can't because he lost it.
Oh my
Jamie,
word.
you require 32.
And on such moments, well, match is concerned, and Hughes could pounce all over this somewhere inside the wire. Double 8, Max can't believe it at the back of the stage. He might get another chance though. Double 4 for Hughes, and that is punishment, real punishment for Max Hopp, and you can hear a pin drop inside the Osterman Arena after that one. Max Hopp looking at 25, and he busts his score.
Oh, the facial expression of Yozza when he hits that double 4, they hurt your opponent because you just think, maybe I'm going to get another shot at it. Yozza gets that double 4. A sense of get in there and a little bit of relief that you've hit it, but your opponent will feel sick to his stomach, especially after he's bust 25 with 1 dart.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Well, this match has flip-flopped, hasn't it? Hughes led 1-0. Hopp came back to lead 2-1. Hughes has won 2 on the bounce now to lead 3-2. Very, very difficult match to call. The first 4 matches of the day seem to, settle into a rhythm very swiftly, and, Luke Woodhouse quickly took control, or relatively took control very quickly. Richard North certainly did against Martin Atkins. Menz has always looked in a good position against Mark Wilson. And Carnick had a good start against Decker as well, although Decker came back later on and put a little bit of pressure on. But this is the first match of the day where we've really been undecided, even at this halfway stage, about which way it's going to turn.
What we have to say is that Jamie Hughes, coming from all of his BDO experience, he's now got to get used to different formats within the PDC. In the BDO, there's a lot of best of 5 goes on, and in finals they play a lot of best of 3 sets, whereas in the PDC here, it's a lot of best of 11, so games can be a lot longer, and especially with Euro Tour now, as things are getting longer in semi-finals and final now. So it's a different way of getting ready for your entire day, and as Jamie Hughes settles into things, I feel he'll be very, very good in the coming months.
Hopp then looking at 161. Lovely first dart. Lovely second dart. Will it be a lovely third? It will. And Max Hopp bounces back in style. Busting his score in leg 5. A 161 checkout in leg 6. Biggest of the day. Max Hopp back in business. That was brilliant.
It was indeed. Don't he love darts? He's got 25. He busts it with 1 dart, and the next leg he takes a 161 on the bull. Unpredictability personified from the maximizer.
Yeah, one extreme to another for the 21-year-old, who has had a fairly lean time of it lately, picking up just £2,000 on the Pro Tour this year, failing to qualify for the World Championship as well. So it's just as well, perhaps, he had the benefit of that involvement in the World Series event in Germany last October. Lost to Gary Anderson then, and also took part in the World Series final. So he picks up a little bit of benefit money, shall we say, during the course of those 2 matches. Beat Adrian Lewis in the World Series finals, although that result has somewhat been put in perspective given the troubles that Adrian Lewis has had since then. Looking forward to seeing Lewis tonight, by the way, against Richie Edhouse in the penultimate match of the evening session. Still a class act, of course, 2-time world champion. And he suspects Adi will come back from, or is perhaps already on the way back from his recent malaise.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see him later on, as well as James Wade, of course, later on against Steve Beaton. What a way to finish day 1 on the Euro Tour for 2018. But Richie Edhouse against Adrian Lewis later, that's not an easy game, because Madhouse Edhouse, as he's known, is not an easy opponent to put away. He's very, very handy. He's had a decent start of the season. Right now, Jamie Hughes has just got to get this match by the scruff of the neck. It's very, very even. It feels a little bit edgy. First game on the Euro Tour for Jamie. We can excuse him that. He needs to settle down and get into this game with his usual power score, and he's grinding at the minute. It could well be one bit of genius or one mistake that costs them this match, but another one of those for Hopp. Oh, that's long and left.
And he knows it as well. Loose start. Scuppered him here.
82.
Well, this is a harder finish, even though it was less points. 2 trebles from different parts of the board. Now he's just got to find some way of setting it up. Doesn't really know what to do here.
Yeah, just wanted to calls from the crowd there as well, just distracting Jamie Hughes. Rusbray just stepping in and just trying to calm it all down. That's a single 20 as well.
He wants to leave a good number.
59.
And that's a decent number, 82.
66.
He's got to rely on Max Hopp missing 66. Well, he's already taken a 161 out. This should be easy. Straight up north for double 12. And it's not there.
Well, double 12 proved his undoing in that bid for a 9-dart finish last night, and there he had 2 opportunities at double 12 and he couldn't take it. And Hughes might well be back in here.
He's at a 19, left 63. Might go for the treble here. He did, because the bullseye's covered. Now he's got to go bull. Good line, but just a bit short on power.
Max, you require 24.
That's what I like about Hughes. He takes his time, doesn't he? But not so much so that he loses any momentum. But Max Hopp has the momentum here. And this match, it continues to go in this vein. Players winning, or each player winning 2 legs on the bounce, and then...
Well, by that notion, it looks like Jamie Hughes is about to go 5-4 up.
Well, yeah, and then Max might win it 6-5. That's the danger.
100.
I echo what you were saying earlier about him potentially being in a nighttime session. In Sindelfingen last year, he was playing the very last game of the night. And then after the cameras went off, he sat on stage and he took the microphone and he had the entire crowd eating out the palm of his hand. He had them chanting, he had them doing songs. He was doing all sorts of stuff and it was mesmerizing. He was like a magician. One thing Max Hopp can do is he can get people talking, he can get people engaged. As a public figure in darts in Germany, he is brilliant at it.
Yeah.
He's not a bad dart player either. Maybe just lacking a bit of confidence in the last 12 months, and when his confidence comes back, we can watch out again.
I think you're absolutely right. Let's not forget, though, Jamie Hughes, a man who beat Gerwyn Price 5-1 at the Grand Slam last year in his home city almost of Wolverhampton, but had that heavy defeat by Barney and another heavy defeat by Steve Lennon as well, and that meant he missed out on a place in the last 16 on leg difference.
91.
Finished level on 2 points with the Irishman and the Welshman.
Can Jamie Hughes do a 161? The answer is no.
Max Hopp is on 170, by the way. So
65.
Perhaps mindful of his recent 161, he might have a go at this one. He'll have to have a go at this.
170 is actually easier than 161. It's not possible, though. When you're Jamie Hughes in that spot, you're just thinking to yourself, just don't hit it. Can't say it out loud, of course. That would be very wrong. But you do think it. But 96 now, very doable. And even more so now. 2 darts for double 18. Not a bad guide if he just clatters into that one. And he did that perfectly. 4-4, and we're nowhere near finding out who was winning this game. This is very tight indeed.
Yeah, it's a good watch, this. It's really keenly contested. It's turning into a bit of a war of attrition here, and
28.
Neither player has been able to just take the game by the scruff of the neck. Like we say, it's just flip-flops all the way through, pretty much from the word go. Neither's been able to take control. Both players have played well in patches, but not consistently well over a significant period of time. No one's really been able to build any significant momentum, and you just get the impression with someone like Max Hopp in particular, that's what he needs. He needs something to build on and thrive on, and he's just not really had the opportunity to do that so far today.
But when you're at a point in your career where you're grinding, like Max is right now, that's the kind of stuff he needs. As that 180 is bellowed out by our ever-present afternoon referee, Russ the Voice Bray. When you're grinding like Max is right now in his career, it's almost impossible to win 6-0, 6-1, something that just relieves the stress.
Yeah.
You feel like every game is 6-4, 6-5.
Here we go. Why not, Maxi? Why not? Talking about that momentum he needs, I think he's found a little bit of it here, albeit on his throw, but he's down to 113, and Jamie Hughes is adrift here.
Well, if he gets this 113 here, that'll be 9 perfect darts in a row.
And it's the closest we'll come on the European Tour, I tell you that.
53. Got the single. Tops now for 5-4.
93.
Just low. I say just, that was about 2 centimeters low. He won't mind because Yoza is way back. Looking to set up a shot. He needs either a single 19 or a treble to leave a finish. That's good darts. Just in case Hopp can't execute this double 10.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that he will either, given the way he's played so far today. Not been totally convincing with his finishing, and once again he's finding life problematic here. And that's further away, and just had the feeling there that Max Hopp might struggle with that double 10.
Well, he had 2 treble 19s in the last visit, didn't he, Yoza? Now he just needs one to have one shot at the ball for a heartbreaking shot.
Oh,
that is a worldy dart. Could this be as well? Oh, that is wonderful! Max Hopp will think that his picnic basket's been stolen. What a great finish from the man from West Midlands. That was absolutely special.
And so the pattern continues. Hughes led 1-0, Hopp led 2-1, Hughes led 3-2, Hopp led 4-3. Now Hughes leads 5-4, and if he can buck the trend, he's through to round 2. Max Hopp needs to win 2 legs on the spin here once again. He's done it already. He's had some big finishes today, but it might not be enough. And the man who almost came up with a 9-dart leg, I should say, in the qualifiers last night could well be on the brink of a first round exit here. Not for the first time on the European Tour as well. He had 3 first round defeats on the European circuit in 2017. 3 second round defeats as well. He's found just that last day syndrome hard to overcome when he has been involved on the European stage.
Tell you what, Rob, that finish hurt him. You can just tell.
Yeah.
It really was like a baseball back to the ribs. I mean, 259 in 6 darts when Hopp was on a double. It just goes to show 2 things. It's hard to cross the line sometimes and get your leads back. But at the same time, it proves how dangerous Jamie Hughes is. You've got to shake him off.
And
otherwise he will punish you.
Proves how good on 19s he is right now as well. I mean,
yeah.
That second dart into the treble bed.
That was a David Beckham free kick in the top corner. It was a pearler.
It was sublime, it really was. That wasn't, however, 5 with the single first dart.
85.
It's a good 85. Puts himself 50 points in front of Hopp. Hopp now needs trebles. It's do or die time. And that is a dart right in the middle. Can he back it up?
Yeah.
He can't.
There was loads of room either side there, and having planted a really attractive looking first dart, it's disappointment for Hopp that he couldn't. He's on 1-4-1. Just imagine he's doing the 9-darter, Max.
He also hasn't got a treble yet.
60.
And he hasn't got one in the visit. So now Max has the darts. This is a great opportunity. What he would give for 105 to leave double 18 here. Oh, that is just cruel. It's not the end of the world, but it is a little bit cruel. 131 is very, very difficult.
Wow, it was like a firecracker had gone off in the arena here. Jamie Hughes, surely not. Surely not Jamie Hughes, looking at an absolute steal with the double 16. And that is absolutely devastating from Mioza. A 1-3-1 checkout, backing up the 1-2-6 checkout. Sometimes you just have to admit that you've been beaten by a moment of class, and on this occasion Jamie Hughes has conjured up 2 moments of pure class. A really hard-fought encounter, and once again silence greeting that finish on double 16. A 1-3-1 checkout. Hughes acknowledges his opponent in a nice touch at the end of that one. And Jamie Hughes, it's a winning European Tour debut for the man from the West Midlands.